Alright, take two. This is the second time I'm having to record this. So, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, where Jim Carrey swings the climax of the film completely bollock naked, which I was really surprised about considering that this film's PG. Okay, now I've got the obligatory April 1st joke out of the way. Let's get into the film. Although saying that, if you do go see this at the cinema, I don't know if this is just the screening I went to or across the board, but there is a joke, an April Fool's joke at the start of the film where the film plays at a ridiculous speed and it's all over in less than 5 seconds, and Sonic then makes a joke and says, okay, here's the film at human speed. So yeah, I did really like this. So basically, I'll say this, well, the first film was a, buddy road trip film for the most part. This one is definitely an action adventure film, and yeah, this also feels, a lot more of like what you probably more expect of a Sonic movie, as in an actual Sonic movie. The previous one, and I did love the first film. I think it was my favourite film of last year, not last year, 2020. But that film felt like the most 90s uh, film in a long time, and this one is, generally more contemporary in its approach. But it's a good thing. And yeah, it generally ups the ante a lot. The scale and the stakes and that are amped up much higher than they'd been before, because you can't forget the first film, in terms of stakes, it was very small scale in comparison. Whereas this is, much more just like, okay, this could be the end of the world kind of thing. Although it's less of a thing of an important thing, but it is just a stake that's there. Um, and it's clear that they expend a lot more, more money on this one. The animation on Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles looks fantastic. Generally, throughout the film, there might have been a couple of bits where it looked like there were a couple of slight lip sync issues, but generally that did go away. And I will also, but the only thing I'll say about it is certain bits that Jim Carrey's in, because obviously Jim Carrey is, a live action actor, and there are a couple of bits where I guess like, yeah, the green screening on that didn't look the best, shall we say? But for the most part, it was perfectly fine, and yeah, it was believable that they were in, whatever part of the world and that they're in, because they generally go across most, the globe a bit more in this one. Now, the this film is 2 hours long, and yeah, the first half of the film is mostly, dedicated to setting up Tails and Sonic's relationship, which they do really well. The only thing I'd say about it is they kind of forget about it, or he's not. I will say he's not as prominent in the second half of the film as he is in the first half of the film. I'd say that's only one gripe there. The only other gripe, which is less so a gripe about the film itself, but if you have seen the trailer for this film, or any of the trailers for this film, uh, a lot of it is spoiled for you, because one, you know how they're going to get out of situations, and two, you know what is going to happen at certain parts because it is in the trailer. So yeah, if you want to be completely spoiler free, do that. Unfortunately, bits of the ending was spoiled for me before I even saw this film, because there was a person on YouTube who literally was uploading pirated clips of the film the day before, and they popped up in my recommended section on YouTube. So that was annoying. Thankfully, the thing that didn't pop up, and I'll just say, is the mid credits scene, which I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to say. All I'll say is the cinema was basically completely quiet apart from this mid-credit scene where most of the people had left, yeah, I thought people caught on to just like, yeah, you stay at least for the mid-credits. But there was a guy who, literally in his mid-20s sitting at the end of the cinema who, when this mid-credit scene, he went from being completely silent to... I literally thought it was like a 10-year-old kid or someone having a spastic attack until I looked and was like, oh, okay. Yeah. It's the Brit. I literally thought, is this the British version of Chris Chan sitting there during that bit? But yeah, I did really love this film. Is it better than the second? It kind of depends because it is different. Though it does mirror some things from the first film. For example, uh, some scenes are literally kind of like an almost mirror to what the first film was like. For example, you've got Donut Lord. I can't remember his actual character's name, but obviously in the first film he was the one, you know, looking after Sonic, which he does do in this film. Not very much. He's not in the film that much. But Sonic now is taking on this responsibility and looking after Tails to a lesser extent. But there is a couple of scenes that do kind of nicely mirror it, and I do quite like it. Knuckles is portrayed as being, like to say, not the sharpest knife in the drawer, though it's not to the level of Sonic Boom, nowhere near that level. But yeah, I think at this level, okay, it's okay at this level because, although he's a bit thick, he's not completely brain dead. So as long as, they keep at that level, great, great axe fine. Idris Elba, is it Idris Elba who plays Knuckles? I can't remember. But he does a really good job. And we've got Tails' original voice actress back, which is just like, because who else are you going to get? Which she is, great as Tails as ever. So, yeah, and this film, obviously we know prior to this film's release that we're getting a third one and a Knuckles spin-off series, which will be interesting to see. But basically, this one is basically, if you enjoyed the first one, you're going to enjoy this. But if you didn't enjoy the first one because you felt it was just a bit too, buddy road trip style and you wanted it more of an action adventure film, I'd also say give this one a chance. And if you hate Sonic, then this is not going to, and you hated the first film, yeah, this is not going to change your mind. But I really enjoyed this film and I highly recommend it. So, yeah.